Hello and welcome everybody, my name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Ethereum against its USDT pair. Thank you for watching this video, and if you'd like to show your support, please hit that like and subscribe button. Feel free to comment with any feedback you may have below, and while you're down there you can find a link to the Discord. This is where the magic happens. We have live AMAs with the whole team twice a week, live chart analysis daily, Elliott wave theory lessons, tier requests for our members, and a whole list of other things going on in there. Why not come down and have a look? Once in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff and we'll be happy to help you out. Also in the description below, you'll find an affiliate link to BYBIT. This is one of the best exchanges in our opinion. Whether you want to leverage trade or just spot trade, it really is a great exchange. Okay, so what we were initially tracking the last time we had a look at this was the fact that we were looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4 with an extended fifth wave into this high here of this C. What we seem to have had now is we've had this ABC to the downside and what seems to be a 5-wave move to the upside here. So if we have a look at this, we can measure off this wave 1 here. Let's go down to this wave 2. So the ideal area of target for this wave 3 is this 1.618 area, and we seem to have crossed that. So we would be expecting to form a fourth wave correction here, and then look for a fifth wave to the upside. So with this move the way that it is, basically we've got a few options here. So I'm just keeping an eye out because sometimes what we can get is we can get a zigzag that'll hit this 1.618 and it won't develop this fourth and this fifth wave. It's not very common that it happens, but I'm keeping an eye out on it. If that does happen, we'd be looking for something more like an A, a B, and a C to the downside. And we could look to potentially retest these areas or come down further into this support box and test this 1209 area potentially as a 0.618. If we however start to break down from this point, confirmation, which would be by crossing first this 1151 area and then this 1075 area, then we could be potentially looking at a deeper move towards this 836 area, and that would tie in with one of the the ending diagonal potential options, which we'll go over at the end of the video. And basically, what that would be is then this would just be the end of a move and would break down. Though it would be very untidy because I'll still see potential for progression here. So we're going to go over that in a second. If I just switch over here to the other chart quickly. So this was the one that we were also looking at the same potential, that we had this C wave end into this high here, though we've had this ABC to the downside, and we have this what seems to be a 5-wave move to the upside here. This as a 5-wave move on its own wouldn't work out. We would either need to see this be a 5-wave, then we retrace, and then we make another 5-wave move, which doesn't become impulsive, and then we start to break down. So basically, what we would be looking for is something like this should it play out, maybe coming back and retesting some of these zones, and then looking to push up again. So if I just measure this off quickly, if I come up here to the lower range of this box, and then we look at let's go to the same point, 618 retracement. This is obviously very rough and it depends on how the waves form exactly. But what we could then be looking at is something like this, where we form a zigzag to the upside here and look to target out this 1341 area before this breaks down again in a 5-wave move, and that could just be a flat correction within this corrective move. So basically what we would be looking for if this happens is we'd be then looking for a 5-wave move which would target down further into this lower area here. Progression would be invalidated by crossing this 1151 area, and until we break down past this 1236 area and this 1267, if we move past the 1267, it invalidates this 5th wave. So basically, that if that happens, then we would be just looking at this as a B wave and then looking for a continuation to the downside. It doesn't. If we fail to develop this 4th and 5th wave here, then we can just look at this as a zigzag, and then it breaks down in a 5-wave move from here. And if that's the case, we'd be looking to target out somewhere in this green box area here, which is between 1221 and 1171. So we're still looking out for a few possibilities here, and that is that we could be developing a triangle within this, but with this current move here, it wouldn't have the right structure to be a zigzag. So we'll keep an eye on it, but it's looking less likely that we're going to develop into a triangle here, unless there's something within my wave counts that I'm not seeing at the moment, and that basically we start the move here and then we look to form impulse to the downside from this point here. Okay, so the this is the potential for a bigger 5-wave move that we've been tracking recently, and it's been working quite well. It's been sticking to it quite well, to be fair. So the way that we would have to look at this, though, is that if we've had this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 up into this high point here, that this would be a wave 2 correction. So I've put this on here as a deeper potential of this being an A, B, and a C, but I'm just going to remove that for the time being. So this is just looking for potential to the upside here. So that would be invalidated by crossing this 1236 area, but provided we stay above that, what we could see happen within these moves is we could see this fourth wave play out, and this fifth wave. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, and then what we could then see is a 3-wave move to the downside, and basically this would then complete a potential 1 and a 2 within this move. So if that is the case, and we do look to retrace and maybe retest this 0.618 area, then what we would be looking for confirmation that we have more upside potential here is for this next wave to move up towards the 1386 area. That's the ideal area of travel for a third wave, is 1.618 of this wave 1. It doesn't always have to travel this, so provided there's the correct structure, we could have an extended wave 1, for instance, and then we might look to progress in a shorter wave 3. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that as it develops, but it's early days in this yet. So basically, until we form this fourth and fifth wave, and then we get this retracement down, we need to just be aware that any kind of a reversal which takes us down this past this 1236 area, then we could be looking at the potential that this is all going to become invalid. With this move, I can remove this now because that's actually completed. I can remove this because that's completed. So yeah, basically unless we start to break down deeper and we take out these levels here of 1236, 1151, and finally 1075, there is still potential that we could see some upwards movement here. And crossing above this 1399 would be the impulsive trigger of this wave 1, 2 at the beginning of this move here. So that would be looking for a much bigger move to the upside here. Though looking at the current structure we have here, it would be indicating that this would be going higher because effectively the impulsive trigger of or the ideal impulsive trigger of this move here brings us much higher to this 15,024 area. So what that would mean is that either we need to retrace deeper here to bring this impulsive trigger down closer to this level, or if we carry on to develop as we are here, that we could see a much bigger move to the upside. So we just need to see. That would be the ideal impulse. So that's something we're keeping an eye on. For the moment, though, what's important is that we stay above this 1236 area for any more bullishness with out of this move here. However, provided we stay above this 1151, we could still look at this as an A, a B, C down into these zones, and then we'd be looking to progress in a 5-wave move back to the upside here. Should it break down, then we could be looking at some potential for one of these options to play out. If I jump out here on the daily and we have a look at this, basically we could be looking, I'm still looking for evidence of a move down to this 917 area, and what that would be then looking at is that we potentially have a 1, 2, and then a third wave, and then that would be followed by an additional fourth and a fifth wave down into these lows. The typical fifth wave target based off of the fourth wave is here between the 721 to 524 area. So we're going to be keeping an eye out on that. Until we break this low here, though, we need to just be mindful that we can see, so this low of, what is it here? Let's get that right on there. That's 881. We need to be mindful that we could see some kind of a move to the upside here, but I'm very much doubting it. Unless we take out this high of 2030, it's very unlikely. So we could be seeing this end as being as a diagonal to end with, which I think is on, bear with me 1 second. I think that is on this option on the daily. And no, that's not the one. What we'd be looking for here is something like this, a potential for a ending diagonal like this, where we have this whole move here as a wave 1, 2, this would be first part of our wave 3, so we'd be looking for a 3, a 4, and a 5 to the downside. And this is one potential that we're tracking. And what we would have here then after this 5-wave move is basically we'd have this as an A wave, this is a B wave up into the high, and then we'd be looking for another 5-wave move to the downside like this. So until we get more confirmation, we could still be looking to form these additional waves up here into forming this B wave high. But if we should start breaking down, those are some target areas that we're going to be looking at. This diagonal, we wouldn't really get an accurate read on until we get this third wave, and then we can start we can try and get a reading for where this fourth wave might go, and so on and so forth. So that's what we're looking out for. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button. This really helps us out. I hope everyone has a great day, and until we meet next time, keep safe out there.